University Neighborhood Partners is a program that started about 5 years ago under the founding director, Irene Fisher. And its mission is to bridge together the university and the Westside neighborhoods and to bring the resources from both sides, from the university, from the students, from the faculty, along with the resources from the Westside neighborhoods in order to be able to create pathways that will provide better access to higher education for the families and the youth that live on the West Side. We focus our partnerships in 3 main areas. One of our areas is our overall mission, and that is youth education success and access to higher education. Those partnerships may start as young as kindergarten and go all the way through high school and into adult education, meeting with individuals to look at ways to create pathways that will lead to higher education.
Adelante Partnership is a partnership between Jackson Elementary School and the University of Utah and the surrounding community. And it's a college awareness and preparatory program where we've started with the earliest grade level we can in the public schools, kindergarten.
And it's so unique because the mentors are coming into our school environment and then we turn around and visit their school environment. And it's been really exciting for the children as we go up to the university to see their faces again up there and realize, wow, this is where they go to school.
Kindergartners are getting role models, mentors who talk to them about college, who talk to them about why they go to college, how they got to college, what they do when they're in college. And it also is giving parents a network where they can talk to college students and learn how they got to the university also.
Many of us, I think, take for granted the fact that going to the university was really always part of our life plan. I always knew from the time that I was a kid that I was going to grow up, graduate from high school, and go to the university. I even knew which one, and that was never a question. But I don't think that's the case with a lot of families nowadays. And I think that what they're getting from Adelante now is university is becoming a part of their life plan. As the parents have come with us, they're beginning to ask more and more questions because they're realizing, first of all, that the university experience is a possibility for their children and possibly for themselves.
Pues ahora sé que ellos pueden seguir estudiando, pueden seguir superando. Y yo antes, pues, bueno, a nosotros nos habían dicho que no, ¿verdad? Que nada más hasta, pues, se puede decir la prepa, que ellos no podían seguir aquí ya la universidad. Pero ahora sé que, pues sí hay modo de que ellos puedan seguir adelante.
The mentors, I think, are one of the greatest aspects of the Adelante program. I'm thinking of a child that I had this year when we were writing thank you notes to the Adelante's mentors for all that they did. One of the children mentioned one in particular and said, "I'm so glad that you were my mentor and I can't wait until I'm old enough to go to the university with you." And so that was really special because that also talks about how important it is to have these university mentors here with them.
El programa Adelante es bueno para todos los niños porque pues les enseñan muchas cosas, los ayudan a salir adelante, como pues, a estudiar, a hacer varios experimentos.
The other thing that we're learning is around mentoring and kind of around service learning is that mentoring with students of color within communities of colors is really important, and it's something that's not always done.
Oh, don't drink that.
I think I've learned so much in the process, and so as a scholar being able to share that kind of information, how you start a college awareness program at this age beyond just what at the school we're doing it, I think is really beneficial to others and beneficial to us in terms of getting those publications, articles, journals, those kind of things. The partnership is helping the university walk the talk, so to speak. So the university has said that they're very interested in doing outreach into Westside communities and communities that haven't historically had access to the university, and this is one example of a partnership that can begin to do that.
These children are part of a great community, and that's eventually what we want. We want them to be able to grow up, finish high school, go to the university, and then come back to this community and to strengthen it with the new skills that they've obtained.
Another area that UNP focuses on is community leadership. When we started talking to people in these neighborhoods about what the university should be focusing on, if it did work here, people told us the university shouldn't come in and do things for us. It shouldn't be the leader in these neighborhoods. We have lots of leaders who already live here, who are residents, who want to be more involved in their communities. So what we need from the university is help with more skills, more tools, and more opportunities to use those leadership skills.
In late 2002 or 2003, I was contacted by Sarah Monroe, who was getting together a community-based research group of university professors and community members to look at the issue of political participation, or more specifically participation in the Glendale Community Council, because the Community Council leadership had written a letter to UNP asking for some help in addressing this question. Why wasn't the Community Council more representative of people in the neighborhood? A series of recommendations came out of that original research, one of which being this issue that community councils could play a role in community building. And so that was the conclusion that spurred the formation of my service learning class, Neighborhood Democracy, and the partnership then with Rose Park Community Council that followed.
The Rose Park Festival came out of a group of students at the university under the direction of Professor Luke Garrett meeting together with the Rose Park Community Council members and determining that there was something that both could put together that would improve the community and reach out to more of the residents. And so the festival has brought to the forefront the opportunities for us to enjoy our different cultures and to understand and perhaps enhance our just simple enjoyment of being together as a community.
Luke's class was probably one of the best classes I took at the university.
I'm a teacher first and foremost. I think about the experience that the students are having. So, like I mentioned before, how could I make learning about democracy deeper, richer for students?
I think it's a great class to teach them what is involved in a community government and community service. It gives them hands-on experience.
To be a community member, you just don't, live in a community, you participate, and it's more than just maybe showing up at the community councils or the city council. It's getting to know your neighbors.
We have had successes. I mean, the board or the committee, the executive committee of the festival that is in charge of planning the festival has gotten more diverse over the years. We've had students come back to live in Rose Park, for example, and one of those is on the community council now. There was a student in the class this year who lives in Rose Park, and he signed up for the class and signed up for the Rose Park Festival, and he has cultivated a friendship with members on the community council.
Some of my goals as a community council member would be to get more of the 30, 40-year-olds involved in the community council.
The Campus Community Partnership helps both sides of the community, the academic side and the community resident side, to come together. It bonds them, it teaches both of us, both areas, new things.
One of the reasons for the formation of University Neighborhood Partners was to improve the linkages between the university and the west side of Salt Lake, but also to improve the image as well. I think we've suffered in the Salt Lake and the greater Utah community with a reputation of not being terribly engaged. And so I do think when the Rose Park Community Council has a tremendously positive experience with the partnership they're having with the undergraduates in my class, that it does serve the university immensely as far as reputation goes. That we do care, and that we are good partners, that we're responsible, that we have many resources that can be shared with the community. I think those are all very positive things that reflect very well on the university.
The third area that University Neighborhood Partners focuses on is community capacity building. There are reasons why families and individuals don't go to education, don't have access to higher education. But that has nothing to do with ability and desire. That has to do with healthcare issues, has to do with affordable housing, has to do with childcare, transportation. These are the barriers to education and to higher education.
The Hartland Partnership Center is a capacity building program from UNP. We work out of a 3-bedroom apartment located at 1700 South and Redwood Road in the Heartland Apartments. It was generously donated by Evergreen Management, and we have been here since the fall of 2004. We have 9 different programs that bring together university departments, faculty and students, community agencies, and residents, where they come together to design programs that benefit the population that lives here, as well as the university departments, student learning, and community agencies and their missions. The idea is that it's a community coming together, built on sustainability and reciprocity.
My name is Abdi Muhammad, and I'm from Somalia. Summer of 2006, I started volunteering as an interpreter. Then Kim told me about the VISTA. Then I applied and I got the job.
So in the summer of 2005, I met his father, Haji, and Haji was visiting from Somalia. And I asked him to come to a partner meeting, a steering committee meeting, and talk about what was going on in his country. And he came, and he brought his son. And his son was his translator, and that was Abdi. And when we're all done, I said, does anybody here have anything else they want to talk about today? And Abdi raised his hand and he said, do you guys have any programs for young men at Heartland? And I went, no. Do you want to talk to me after the meeting? And he did, and he stuck around.
Then Kim told me, oh, there's Demba that works with UFY, you can hook up with him.
I think within 2 weeks he started working with Utah Federation for Youth and the youth programs, and he spent a year with them.
I would describe Utah Federation for Youth as a small nonprofit that's growing and doing amazing things. And all of the grants that we write for, that's a specific goal and objective that we always have is higher education. We also really push for them to be out in the community, meeting partners, meeting different organizations that will help them get to the university. Abdi has worked with Utah Federation for Youth on many different levels.
He's a resident here, and he's also been through the refugee experience, and a lot of the people we work with are refugees, so he has a lot of insight into the experiences that people have been through.
He also has helped as a mentor and a role model, and he's been a really positive influence on the kids here because they have seen him sort of gravitate into this role over at the Heartland Partnership Center.
Right now, when a resident comes in here and they need something calling DWS or the housing or need advocacy, so we work with them and see which way is better for them.
I think that the university gets to share a lot of their knowledge with the larger community. I think the university gets to change from the knowledge that the students bring back from their experiences working with different communities.
We've learned to adapt and learn about their cultures and their ways of doing things, their ways of treating their children and acting with their children, and their ideas on education and religion.
Another benefit is that we have university students here who are doing their internships, and it creates a culture and an atmosphere of learning, of access to higher education. And residents will talk with students and they'll have conversations, and residents begin to envision themselves as being able to go to the university, and we've seen that happen.
Before I started working here, if you look at my resume, I didn't even know what resume was. But now if you look at my resume, it's huge. I get in contact with people from the U that will encourage me to go to school. I see different people from different majors, and that will help me decide which one is better.
I think people live in their bubbles, and I think the Heartland Partnership Center brings the bubbles together and we create a new one. I think we create a space that is very unique in Salt Lake City and probably all over the world. People come from different walks of life, and the idea is that we have conversations and grow together. And I haven't seen anything like this, and I'm interested to learn more about other places that do this as well. But I think that it's that we're all willing to grow together and learn from one another.